Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your hosts, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate? Happy Monday.
Morning, going great. Still out here in Roatan. Uh, I don't have my zoom in camera, but like I gotta do one of these outside. It's so nice out. It's
Mm.
amazing. The weather here these 2 weeks has been perfect. I'm still doing some diving, but yeah, I'm gonna have to head back to the States soon. I'm leaving on Thursday. I'm heading back to America.
Yeah, I'm heading to America too. For the first time, which I'm really excited about. I really appreciate all the advice I had from our great learned viewers from last week. I was struggling last week with just overtraining. I took the weekend off, and then today was my last sparring before I go to America, and I did 6 rounds and it was a breeze, absolute breeze. So follow me on Instagram for that, alpha.blackbox. You can catch what I'm doing every day if you're interested. If you're interested in the price, this is going to be a boring show. Let's go into that. All right, as I kick her off. Um, hell, the weekly. What do I say? Nothing, right? The only I know that's a false candle. Forget about that. That candle should be green, and obviously, and all the rest of it. But I mean, like, all I can say is that we're still watching like Eagle Scouts this Socrates' EXA because yeah, it's been lower plenty of times before, but I really want to see this. Do you know? I really want to see this. This get like let's just blow this thing down, and another week of consolidation, another week of not putting in any kind of highs. This thing could get to a really cool spot of like a -3, which that is kind of rare. Like that's 2000. We're on the weekly time frame, mind you. So that's 2014, 2014, 2021, 2020. Do you know what I mean? Like we're in rare air as it stands, and this is how you want it too. You want it. You don't want like a lot more business going on. It's just been a flat line from the peak, and the peak of a +3, which is rare air, to a -3, which we're not at -3, we're at -2. That's rare air. So let's really be vigilant and let's not ignore it as a collective the same way that we did ignore it back up here, back in December. We could have got all out and got all back in and avoided a hell of a lot of nothing much going on in the price. Now the good news is this is why these oscillators are so interesting, because the same time on this candle right here on mid-December is when that EXA will turn bearish. I know it looks like it was on this candle called the top. It didn't. It's just repainting, right? That's the problem with oscillators, where you can't build bots out of them because it's a repainted thing. It probably crossed here, to be honest, down at the same price we are at right now. It didn't cross at the peak. But let's just say it was the price we are at right now. There's been a lot go on, but nothing go on at the same time. That sounds crazy, but if you looked at the 15-minute time frame, within that period from December to near March, there's been some movement, but on the weekly scale, there hasn't been that much movement. So I would really like to see this thing cross and get us above the 7 simple moving average. But until then, man, we're just like deja vu all over again. Let's go down the daily time frame and see what we've got. The Copic curve is looking good. Like we come below the zero line. I love the Copic curve on the weekly, but the Copic curve on the daily is still relevant. Like you don't want to be buying when it's crossing down at any time. You want to be crossing back into strength and trying to get a good run on. And we're curving nicely, which is nice. I'm trying to find silver linings here, guys. But it's been nothing but just sideways. I don't recall, like, we had 4 dojis in a row to finish the week last week. These weren't dojis, but hell, they were equally as boring. We're still in the same zone almost now as we were in those dojis. Like that's really, really, that's consolidation. That's contracted consolidation. So anyway, I am long from 96 360. I put the trade on about an hour ago. It's the first trade I've done since Tuesday last week. Tone, just go ahead and hit mute on your mic if you're not talking, mate. Thank you. Whew, felt like I was talking over a steam train for a second. We'll go to the 4 hour time frame, and this will be nice. So yeah, I put this trade on just for I hadn't put a trade on for a while, and I wanted something to talk about in the show. And we have had a bit of a rally off it. We got the 4 hour MRI bottom here, but we've come back up to the 30 simple moving average and the 50 combination here, and it's just until we break through this. Really, that's where a good trade would be above 97. I want to see us above 97. I want to see us above 98 and probably 99 as well to be really comfortable in this trade. But I'm happy with this trade. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I won't hold it overnight. We'll see unless it can sustain above the price it's currently at. The reason I got into the trade was just on the 15-minute time frame. I saw something here. We had been in a very long consolidation just in this range here, and we had started to look like we were about to break it. So I just thought, well, that's a pretty easy trade because I've got a pretty well-defined stop loss. We either break lower than this range or we break higher, and we did almost immediately break higher. So I'm happy with this trade as it stands. But as you can see, we've been stopped by the 200 simple on the 15. So before I come back to you, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends, all the rest of it. Got a great sign-up bonus here. Links in the description below for BitGet. Absolutely take advantage of that. It's an exchange that I really value always. Coming back to you now, Tone. Go ahead and put your mic back on.
Right, so I actually am still using my camera mic. I am wearing a mic. Let me try to switch to that. Now, how's my audio now? Is it a little bit better, I hope?
Sounds nice. Cutting out the background.
Okay. So I'm going to turn on my screen share. Guys, I have absolutely nothing to say. We're just consolidating along the bottom of the range. I can make an argument that this is good. I can make the argument that this is bad. When you're consolidating along the bottom of the range, it increases the probability of breakdown. But at the same time, we haven't touched the 50-period moving average in a long time. So we're consolidating here while all of these other metrics like EXA, like MACD, like RSI, they get to reset. And the best one is actually, look at that. Look at the CMF. The CMF is actually very, very bullish. It remains very bullish. I know the MACD has crossed over, and the last time it crossed over, we were going down for like 3 more months. And while it is possible for us to go down 3 more months, I don't see us going all the way down to 70. I mean, it's possible, but it's unlikely. So if we can start, just ticking up a little bit and consolidating near the top of the range instead of near the bottom of the range, that would be a lot better. So getting up to, say, back to 100 and consolidating there would be better. So this is not an ideal situation, but it's just such a boring situation. There is absolutely nothing to say. We continue to be completely dominated by Max Payne. There's been like maybe 1 or 2 weeks in the last 3 months where Max Payne did not exactly call the price on Friday evening. Now, also keep in mind today that stock markets aren't trading, so this is actually an extra boring day. It's a holiday in the US, President's Day, so the stock market will be closed. So IBIT will not move. So less liquidity around here. We have Max Payne at 55. The IBIT closed the day, this was Friday. IBIT closed at 55.30, right at Max Payne. So nothing, absolutely nothing is happening. I can look at the weekly charts. I can look at the daily charts. They are completely not interesting. I'm sorry, guys. I have nothing to say on the price. We can take a look where the stock market closed. This is gold on a weekly. Here's gold on the daily. I mean, gold's looking pretty good. We had a green star candle. We're now in a red count. And the weekly gold is coming up. I would love to see a blow off top in gold above 3,000, but we effectively hit 3,000. The high was 2,968.5. It's pretty close to 3,000. We may have topped. I don't like topping on 6 candles. I would rather have a stop on 8 and 9 candles, but of the MRI count. Doesn't really. Hopefully, it'll still happen. Hopefully, we still get that breakout in gold. and then we top on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, across the board. And when that pullback comes, is it going to drag Bitcoin and the stock market with it? I have no idea. In the meantime, the stock market is looking great. After all the panic, after all the worries, after all the Chinese AI is going to take over the world and the United States has useless technology, the stock market of the United States is back to a new all-time high. Something that I've been saying for over a decade publicly on these shows, other shows, and I am waiting for a massive breakout in the stock market and also in the US dollar. We can pull up the US dollar real quick. Oh, the US dollar is actually dropping, which is a little surprising. I am expecting a breakout in the US dollar as well, along with the stock market. But the stock market, as Matt, I mean, it's far back. From the day you discovered me, have you ever seen me bearish on the stock market? Probably almost never. During the pandemic, of course, but that is probably it. I have not been bearish on the stock market at any other point. Other than that, maybe after the Biden election, because that was just like hit.
I've seen you more bearish on Bitcoin than the stock market. That's for sure.
Of course, yeah, definitely, and yeah, there's stock market remains the best performing consistent asset in the world. It's been this way for
Not
going
by
on 2 decades
percentage
now.
or not in nominal terms. Just it's been the candle structure has been great. Do you know? Like it's been. I mean, Bitcoin's gained you more. Let's be honest.
All right, sounds good. Close us out. I'm done. I have nothing to say really. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and look, I'll throw it out there as you throw it back to me, Tone. I have to go to Narita Airport tomorrow to pick up my old man who's coming to visit me in Japan, and then is coming with me to America for the fight. And I don't know what time I'm going to be back from the airport because he arrives at sort of 8:30 at night, 9 o'clock at night, and it's like an hour and a half to the airport. So if the price is where it is right now, I won't be on the show tomorrow. It'll be a solo show for you, Tone.
All right, no, that sounds good.
But we can keep our fingers crossed that Bitcoin will rally and we'll have something to talk about. See you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
All right, bye guys. Wait, I gotta turn off the stream.